This is blue painter's tape, and it's the Tide Pod of our generation. Give a roll to a dumb person and there will be no end to the bad ideas he can come up with. We use it too often for all the wrong reasons. The internet is full of so-called blue tape tricks that are dumb at best and dangerous if you aren't smart enough to know better. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the worst things that people are doing with this stuff. This is not a joke. People are actually making serious videos telling the public that the things you are about to see are good ideas. We're going to start with the mildly bad, and then each one will get more shocking as we go along. I think you're really going to enjoy this. But also, as you watch, ask yourself, am I overreacting? Have you tried any of these? I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. Now let's get started. This tip seems to make sense at first. Why not communicate with your family by means of bits of ugly blue tape all over the house? But if you're trying to save money on Post-it notes, consider this. 3 60-yard rolls of generic 1.5-inch blue tape is $13. It's about as cheap as it gets. If you use it sparingly by making your labels no larger than 2 inches wide, you'll get 3,240 labels at a net cost of 4/10 of a penny each. That's almost exactly the same price per label as this 3,600 pack of generic Post-it notes. So you're not saving anything by using the tape. But here's where it gets weird. And I've seen this in 2 separate blue tape videos. The suggestion is to use the tape to leave a note near the door where you'll see it when you leave, then peel it off and stick it to your body so you won't forget. Now it's true that the full adhesive backing of tape will cling to you better than that narrow strip of adhesive on a Post-it note. But do you really want to walk into a store with your grocery list taped to your shirt, announcing to everyone that your spouse thinks you're an idiot? This one is closely related to the last one. If you're going to be sticking blue tape labels all over the house, you need somewhere to put your Sharpie. Why not make a handy holder with blue tape that will probably not fall off for at least 10 minutes? Of course, that only keeps the pen handy. What about the roll of tape? This is another one I've seen in multiple videos. The idea is to make a little catcher for the drywall dust when you drill a hole in the wall. This works to some extent, as long as you're really careful not to dump the dust out when you peel the tape off. I usually still need a vacuum to get the bits that eluded the tape. But do you know what works a lot better? The vacuum. I've seen plenty of contractors use a vacuum, but I have yet to see one pro use that tape trick. Let me know in the comments below if I'm being too dismissive of this one. While we're talking about cleaning up dust, don't you hate it when you can't get that last little bit of dust into the dustpan? Some folks suggest taping the dustpan to the floor to hold it in place and to create a handy little ramp for cleaner sweeping. This one does work, but if your floor is dusty, as it tends to be right next to a pile of dust you're sweeping up, or your dustpan is dirty because it's a dustpan, the tape isn't going to stick so well. And honestly, if I'm going to go to all that effort, I'm just bringing in the vacuum to clean it up. If you were on the fence about the last couple, I assure you that this one is about as dumb as it gets, but it was an actual serious tip video. Tired of your phone sliding around the car? All you need is some blue tape and you can have a cell phone holder anywhere you need it. Everyone knows your vacuum cleaner isn't getting everything, especially if you have pets. One video suggested going over your carpet with blue tape just to be sure you got everything. My response is if I can't see it on the rug, and sometimes if I can see it, I have no problem just telling myself it's not there. Another cleaning nut took it even further by showing how an obsessive-compulsive cleaner with nothing but time and blue tape on their hands can clean their countertops. One even suggested blue tape for cleaning the lint filter in your clothes dryer. Do you have little ones that like to put their fingers in the electrical outlets? I say let them get a good shock. That's how they learn. But one responsible tipster observed that her 1-year-old knew how to remove the plastic child protectors from the outlets, so she suggested ditching those and instead covering all the outlets with pieces of blue tape. Not only does it look great, but there's no way a child could ever figure out how to peel this off. My own addition to the idea is you can use the tape to teach the little ones how to read. Again, these are real, seriously presented tips from videos I found online, and this last one sort of sums it all up. If you like the look of blue tape so much that you're putting it on your doors, your walls, your outlets, your car, and your body, you're going to love this bright idea. Don't you hate it when you're having your friends over for a fancy dinner party and people get their wine glasses mixed up? Now they do make little charms and other fancy accoutrements for this purpose, but why not just use painter's tape? Now I know what you're thinking. What if your friends aren't the fancy wine glass type? Well, you can use the same tip to write your name on a solo cup. After all these bad ideas, let me give you one good idea: protecting your hearing while you're in the shop. I admit, if I have just 1 or 2 cuts to make and my earmuffs are on the other side of the shop, I'm going to blast my eardrums because the consequences aren't immediately felt. But over time, all that loud noise starts to wear the little hair-like nerves in your inner ear, and before you know it, you've got endless ringing in your ears, and you're saying, huh, what, all the time, and nobody wants to be around you anymore. You've got to protect yourself whenever the power tools are on, even for a short time. So here's my tip. Get a set of IsoTunes Bluetooth hearing protection and connect them to your phone. Then listen to music, audiobooks, podcasts, whatever you're into while you're puttering around your workshop. Then, when you come over to the table saw or some other power tool to make those 1 or 2 quick cuts, you'll already be protected. You won't even have to think about it. You can even tap the pause button on the side to silence the music until the cutting is done if you find that distracting while the tools are on. It's the only way that I found that I will consistently protect myself all day long without making compromises. And I've really been enjoying catching up on my favorite audiobooks. I prefer the earmuff style, but they have earbuds that work great as well. They have several different fits and styles to choose from. And for the next 5 days, you can get anything IsoTunes sells for 20% off. That's twice the discount they usually give. Plus, you can get a free pair of IsoTunes socks with orders of $150 or more. Now, this is only good through Sunday, so use the link below. Your fan me will thank you someday.